Preferably you don't get interrupted by a needy sick child when you're trying to put them on. Hey guys, welcome to Wild Hope Homestead. I thought I'd talk a little bit about some of our food storage, looking at our buckets that we use today. As I've got into the routines of buying more and more things in bulk and finding ways to store just all the food that we have and trying to keep ahead of the curves to make sure we always have what we need. Food storage has obviously become quite a priority, and we don't have a lot of storage space in this house for food things. Quite a lot of modern houses don't, and jars and all the homesteading and preserving kind of things. It's hard to find space, so I've been having to build some little shelves and just really think about what space we've got that I could use, and making little changes so that we can fit better storage systems in. I know what I would really like to have, but we can't quite fit that in this house. So plenty of ideas for the future. Anyway, food grade buckets are a great way of storing bulk things like flour and rice, beans, and you can store like smaller packets of vacuum sealed things or just packets from the grocery store of things like pasta or other dried goods that you use a lot, just to keep them well contained, and also helps keep them safe from pests and things. Buckets can be stacked a little bit, as long as they're not too high. At least 2 buckets high I think is not too bad. Obviously if you've got young kids around, you have to think about whether that's a safe option, and depending where you're storing your buckets. So while the weather's been kind of stink and people haven't been feeling well, I've been working on inside storage things and some cleaning. So our flour is currently stored in these 20-litre buckets in the pantry, which I haven't been entirely happy with, Scarlett. I bought them online, but they're kind of a little bit clear, which is, yeah, they're just not quite as heavy duty as other plastic buckets, like the ones I use for the chickens waterers, and they're really noisy and a little bit hard to open up. These ones were from Storage Box. They'll be fine for some things, but a little while ago I bought 5 of these buckets off Trade Me. They are 5-gallon buckets from Canada, so those are the size that are very common in the US and Canada, which are a bit bigger than our kind of 20-litre buckets, which are this size. So those don't fit under the shelves in the pantry, but I've been using them for all sorts of other things. And the reason I wanted to get these is because they can fit the gamma lids. I tried these on the ones we have in the pantry at the moment, and they do not fit. So these are really good for everyday use because they're easy to open and they seal. Just twist them around like that. So they have 2 parts. There's a band that you have to put on the bucket first, and then there's the part that screws in and has the seal. And so these are really handy for food storage, but they are not very readily available in New Zealand. So the buckets I bought on Trade Me didn't have lids, and I found these gamma lids at Repco, which is for selling car stuff, but there are only 2 places I've found them readily available in New Zealand, which are Repco and then the Bars Bugs website, which I'll show you these other 2 buckets I got from there in a minute. The Repco ones, they didn't say that they're food grade, but the material they are made from, I found out, is food grade, so technically they could be used for food stuffs, and since they're just the lid anyway, I'm quite happy with that. So these 2 buckets here I bought from Bars Bugs website, They are stated to be food grade. Even though they're sort of car cleaning products, that's fine with me if they're food grade. So I haven't put these, the bends and the lids on yet. It's just sitting there, so I need to bang that down on here, and then these will be our new ones for convenient flour storage. So the bands take a bit of effort to get on. The best way is probably put a plank or something on top of them and then bang it with a mallet, or you can just use a lot of force to push them down all around. Preferably you don't get interrupted by a needy sick child when you're trying to put them on. Anyway, I think we're there now. Yep. And now we can just screw that on. Now I can get those filled up with flour. I've got one for white flour, one for wholemeal flour. So at the moment, one of the 5 gallon buckets is in the garage. I need to clean that and buy one extra of the red lids, Gamma lids from Repco for that one, so we can store something in that. One is sitting here by the kitchen that's got honey in it. So the bucket that the honey came in, we buy honey in bulk. This time it was 25 kgs. Last time it was 20 kgs, but yeah, it works out well over time. But the bucket, unfortunately, the nature of the lid is it just kind of lightly screws on and doesn't actually seal. So the ants were starting to try and get in there. So we had to shift all the honey into one of the big 5 gallon buckets with a Gamma lid. So it should be nice and safe now. And then this is our new setup in the laundry. We got the shelf put up, which is very handy. And some of the buckets down here. So this one did have cat food in it. That's empty at the moment. This one's got rice in it, full of rice. I've got smaller rice storage one in the pantry too. This one I haven't put anything in there yet. It's probably going to be dried beans. And then the one that I'm going to clean from the garage, I'll probably put pasta or something in there. Just put packets inside of it, because otherwise we end up with masses of packets of pasta in the pantry. I've got my pressure canner on the shelf now, which is good, because it doesn't fit anywhere else nicely. And then I've got a whole lot of bottles and jars, sauce bottles in different size jars, and all of these boxes. There's a little bit more space in that one, but the others are all full of jars. And we have more jars in the cabinet in the living area as well. Hello, there's a little kangaroo up here, New Zealand pigeon. What of a younger one, I think. Hello. I see. I think it's eating the berries of the privet in the neighbour's place. Now there's a tui and a kereroo eating the privet berries. It's got a native bird party going on up there. I think that's the only thing privet's good for. I'm continuing on with working on our food storage in the pantry and in the buckets, trying to get things a bit more well organised. So I'm sorting through the mess. So I've got our flour in these buckets with the green Gamma lids and nicely labelled. This is our pantry amount of rice that we keep in the pantry, and then the extra bucket that's in the laundry. So at the moment we've sort of got various things on the floor which aren't really working very well. I had stuff just piling up in here, and this flexi thing is broken because it's been bulging with, with packets of dried food, nuts, seeds, dried fruit, beans and lentils. So I've started putting vacuum seal packs of lentils into this bucket, and I'm going to put the dried beans in there too. I've got some more packs of dried beans in here. I'm trying to get this done while somebody's in their high chair, but I think she's expiring, aren't you? Are you done? Anyway, I've got packets of black beans. Go in there. I'm not sure how many I've got. Some more black beans. And kidney beans. Is that all the kidney beans I've got left? Okay, that's good to know. Now I want to get things organised so I can keep better track of how much I've got of what, so I know when to order some more. We have got out some of our own dried beans, but not growing enough for our bean needs. That would require a lot of bean plants and growing space. Yes. Wah! Next time I vacuum seal these, I will do it with fitting them in the bucket in mind. Try and fit them in the best way where I can fit the most in here. Okay, so we've got some chickpeas in there. And we've got yellow split peas, brown lentils, green poi, is that how you say it? Poi lentils, some red kidney beans and black beans. So I know I need to get some more kidney beans soon. And that's all I'm putting in here because I need space to be able to fit more in, since I'll be buying them in bulk. There's also a smaller packet of red split lentils, so that's going to go in there too. I keep just a few cans of beans in here for emergencies if if I've run out of beans that I've cooked up, and smaller jars of each kind of lentil in here in the pantry, so I'm not trying to fit too much in there. I cannot keep up with this weather. 1 minute it's raining just when we want to go outside, and then I start doing things inside, big storage things, and now the sun is back. We're getting this area in front of the chicken fence cleared up because we need to build a gate over here, which I've been wanting to do for a long time. Thanks for joining us in today's vlog. Choose to grow hope, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Nope.